Hi dear Africa Business Jumpstarters, this is Dr. Harnet, your Africa Business Coach online and offline. And today I'm shooting a special message, especially for those of you who may feel stuck or confused, or who may feel that, you know what, this African business idea of yours, it will never work out. You will not make progress and you won't be able to create the life that you truly crave. Maybe you feel worried or concerned or simply confused, overwhelmed, or you're frustrated by slow progress. And I just want to send a message of motivation to you. But before I do, I want you to guess where I am. Maybe you can see it from the beautiful backdrop, or if you are good at identifying flags, well, I'm actually in Monte Carlo, Monaco. I'm at the place of this globe where we have more millionaires and billionaires and successful people per square meter than anywhere else in the world. Now, you see, a few years ago, I was unhappy in my job. I was unhappy with my life, to be very honest. And I watched Piers Morgan. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. Those of you in the UK most certainly are. He's a reporter, a filmmaker, and he was doing a documentary about the rich people in Monte Carlo, Monaco. And I watched the documentary, and what I felt was, oh my God, this is a completely different world. I was amazed because frankly, I'm the kind of person, I love seeing and experiencing new things. But it seemed like a world, a movie in TV, that was not accessible to me. It seemed so far away, and it didn't even occur to me, quite frankly, that I could visit Monaco just for a trip, just to soak up the energy. It felt far away, a TV show, that's it. And yet here I am, a few years later, in Monaco. I'm leading my own business, I'm in control of my life. I have created this. This is not by default. I have created this with true intent. And actually about 3 years ago, when I was still at the startup phase of my business, don't forget, I'm not running my business for the last 10 years. I'm kind of a starter like you. And about 3 years ago, I felt lonely. I felt this is not going anywhere. I'm not making progress. And, I felt down. I really felt down again and again. And it took all the energy within me to keep on marching. And actually what kept me in the game was that I studied successful people, and they said, you know what, in the beginning, your fears will kick in, your doubts will kick in. You will feel lonely, you will feel like you're not making progress, you will second guess yourself. Keep marching through it anyway. And that's, that knowledge that this was kind of part of becoming successful, and it was normal. It was not because I couldn't, pull it off. Just that knowledge really kept me going. And I remember those days. I remember them very well, where everything seemed to it seemed dark. Even within the startup of my business, I felt like I'm not moving as fast as I would. It's not a good idea. What am I doing? Maybe I should just take on a job. And I kept moving anyway, because I had a bigger vision for myself. I had a grander vision for myself. I never ever wanted again to play it small in life. And so I kept going through the dark, and I marched on anyway. And here I am. Look at this. I'm here in Monte Carlo, Monaco, and I feel like this is my prize. I've actually put it on my vision board a couple of years ago as a place that I wanted to visit, and I put it on the board when it was still it seemed out of reach for me. And now I'm, soaking up the energy. I'm soaking up the energy of the rich and the successful. I'm not joining them yet with my own millions. Maybe I'll do another video in a few years. But just the fact that I feel so confident. I dressed up. I'm holding my head high. I have a vision for Africa and for us as the African diaspora in particular. I want us to become successful. I want us to rewrite our narrative. And frankly, there's something else I want to share with you. It took me a long time, you can almost say the last 20 years or 17 years, to realize why I was not happy in life and why there seemed to be such a huge, amazing, delicious world out there, and I felt I wasn't part of it, and I didn't know how to become part of it. And it took me a long time to realize that this was because I had a poverty mindset. And I had a poverty mindset because that's what I was taught, by my family, because they didn't know any different. And so I thought that being humble is good, and helping others even if you can't help yourself, giving to others even when you don't have enough. I thought that's how you do things. That's what being a good person means, and that's what giving back and reaping means. But I learned the hard way that this poverty mindset, it was holding me back, it was holding my vision back, it was making life so difficult, so challenging. It was a pain very often, to be very honest with you. And when I heard about the concept of a poverty mindset as compared to an abundant mindset or a success mindset, that's when everything changed for me. So it wasn't so much the ABC of getting my African business in order. It wasn't so much of knowing, my next steps. Well, that's important too. It's part of the package. But let's say that alone wouldn't have helped me. It was my realization that I wouldn't succeed in life or in my business with a poverty mindset, and that I needed to develop and work consciously on creating a abundant and a success mindset for myself. So, keep that in mind. If you want to become successful and start a successful African business, you need both. If one is missing, you can't really take off. You need both. You need the right mindset. That's the success mindset. And if you have a poverty mindset, because that's what you were taught by your family, by your community, by whoever surrounds you, then you need to put every inch of your body, every energy you have, and put a clear intent out there to change that. Learn about the success and the abundant mindset. And the other thing that you need is how to get from A to B. You need the knowledge and the tools of how to start an African business, and of course that's where I come in. But I also learned that this is not enough, and therefore I think it's very, very important that as an Africa business coach that sorry, a bit of a background noise here. Let's wait until that passes. So I think it's also my responsibility as an Africa business coach to also share more about the mindset we need. And very often, especially as Africans, African and the diaspora at large, often we have a mindset of lack, we have a mindset of worry, we have a mindset of seeing ourselves small, even sometimes as victims, and that doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve us individually, it doesn't serve our communities, it doesn't serve our nations. And now I understand that being poor is not, it's not humble. being poor, it's not like you have a cleaner soul or you're a better person. It doesn't mean that at all. In fact, I've learned to love money, because if money goes into the right hands, oh my God, there's so much more you can do in this world, not just for yourself, but also for others. The kind of contribution you can make, the kind of impact you can make. And of course, also, it also means that you can freely live life when you are financially independent. And let's talk about this. I don't think that money should be seen as, or if you like to accumulate money or wealth, it shouldn't be seen as being greedy. It shouldn't be seen as being shallow, because the entrepreneurs that I have met, the entrepreneurs that I have learned from, online and offline, let me tell you, these are the people I really admire. They've made an impact in my life, and I know they've made an impact in the lives of so many more people, be it in the West or be it in Africa. And so we need to change the narrative and see wealth as something that we deserve, as something that's a tool to do good if it comes into the right hands. And right now I'm just enjoying being at the richest place on earth, and I'm soaking up the energy, and this is my price after all that struggle. And maybe just to end it, I've actually just turned 40 today. So here you go, I'm shooting a video on my birthday, and the reason why I'm sharing this is because I want to tell you that you can change your narrative around, and I want to tell you that you can create a business that becomes your lifestyle. You see, this is my lifestyle, serving you, making an impact on the African diaspora, teaching them how to do business, and turning our narrative around as Africans. That's my vision for life, and I'm so grateful that finally I've reached here. It was a challenging journey to get here. It was a challenging journey over the last 20 years, and finally I feel I have found my path. I'm not walking through this world blind anymore. My eyes have been opened, and I can't wait to build a movement to create success in Africa for all of us, to contribute in the small ways that I can, to motivate you or to inform you, to empower you. And let's march together towards success in Africa, so we can improve our own lives and the future of our beloved continent. So it's goodbye from me, bye bye from Monte Carlo. See you soon.